Sometimes we have tunnel vision and we're just focused on the person that we're talking to, and we don't even acknowledge or notice the people that are around that person. And that happened to me last night. I was at a sports banquet for my son's school, and I was trying to find the captain's mom to give her a check for a fundraiser. And I had that on my mind because I didn't want to mail it. So I found her and I gave her the check and I started talking to her. And then I realized the coach's mom was standing right next to her, but I was so caught up in what I was trying to say that I didn't even notice her standing there. And I felt really embarrassed. And so I think this happens to all of us because we're so hyper-focused on what we're trying to say or do. And this is what I always tell people to do, and I didn't do it myself, was to look around, scan the room, notice the people in a bigger circle than just the person you're talking to. Notice the people that are standing around and try to include them in the conversation. Try to acknowledge them, even if you don't know them. You could say you're at a party. You could say, "Oh, yeah, hi. Aren't you Emily's friend?" Or, "How do you know Emily? You look familiar." Yeah, if you don't know someone's name, you can always say that. "Oh, you look familiar." And then try to include them in the conversation. "Oh, yeah, we were just talking about, what do you think about that sort of thing?" And a lot of times, if somebody walks up and I'm talking to somebody, I'll try to include them in the conversation. I'll say, "Oh, yeah, do you two know each other?" So even if I don't know this person's name, I'll say, "Oh, yeah, you two know each other, don't you? From blah, whatever it is." And this is really great because you can then include a lot of people and you're not so focused on trying to talk to the one person and trying to think of something to say, which is the problem a lot of times at parties or wherever it is that you don't know people. And then if you're at a table where you don't know people, always try to find that common element. Like if it's some kind of a work-related function, and say you're all in the same industry, but you don't work at the same place, then of course you would say, "Well, where are you from? Where do you work?" And that's not too personal. And I always say, "What do you do? What do you do?" I mean, some people say, "Oh, that's just too personal." No, because I find out fascinating things about people. And in fact, I asked somebody at the table where we were what this man did for a living, and it took up the whole evening. My husband was talking to him the whole night practically. And a lot of times it's just fascinating, and you learn a lot about people by what they do. And if you don't ask, sometimes you're really missing out on an opportunity because you may know somebody who knows somebody, and there's that conversation that you could have the whole night. Instead, you're sitting there, "Oh, now what do I say?" But anyway, getting back to my point, do a sweep of the whole room, and especially the people around you, not just the person you're talking to. And when you leave, look around and see if there's someone that you miss, someone that you really need to talk to, because otherwise someone's going to say to you the next day, "Oh, you were at that party and you didn't never talk to me." And you can say, "Well, I didn't see you." But that's not an excuse. Again, tunnel vision. You weren't looking around, and we all get caught up in that. So before you leave a party, an event, anything, look around and see if there's someone you need to at least acknowledge, and just, walk up to them and say, "Look, I didn't get to talk to you, but I just wanted to say hi, and it's great to see you, and I got to run, but I'll talk to you at work," or wherever. And that person will be like, "Oh, that person noticed me and made a special point to come up to me." So always try to do that. Parties, events where you don't know people very well, you don't know everyone's names, it's hard. But remember, everybody else is in the same position.